What a race we have in store for us today, with a competitive field ready to do battle once again. Hold on to the edge of your seat. It's time for another Formula One Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamp then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 meters of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Lando Norris and Ocon, Leclerc, Vettel, Tsunoda and Carlos Sainz, Stroll, Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso, Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi and Antonio Giovinazzi. Russell and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Currently P11, we're currently P11. Stroll is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. Nick behind. Okay, gap to leader, 5.1 seconds. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens. 11 laps to go. You're running in P9. Signs ahead, they're on fresh softs. Vettel behind, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. The distance to the leader is 6.0 seconds. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. There are 10 laps to go. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Eighth place. You're in 8th place. Ocon ahead. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh softs. Signs behind. They're on fresh softs. The gap to the leader is 6.5 seconds. Your pit window opens in 2 laps time. 9 laps to go. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Good job, nice overtake. You have P7, 7th place. Tsunoda ahead. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Ocon behind. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh softs. Our gap to first place is 6.6 seconds. Your pit window opens in 2 laps time. 9 laps to go. Our gap to the car in front is 4.7 seconds. P6, we have P6. Bottas ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 4.7 seconds. They're on old softs. Tsunoda behind. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 7.5 seconds. Your pit window opens next lap. 8 laps to go. We want to pit this lap, so push now. Gap to teammate behind is 10.1 seconds. Gap to car in front is 5.5 seconds. We're sat in 6th. Bottas is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 5.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Ocon is behind you. Our gap behind is 2.8 seconds. They're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 10.5 seconds. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. 7 laps to go. Release. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Great maneuver. You made it look easy. You're sat in P18. P18. Our gap to the car in front is 1.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Latifi behind. Okay, the gap behind is 3.3 seconds. They're on old softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 6 laps to go. Mick is in the pits. Mick in the pits. Okay, gap ahead is 2.0 seconds. Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. The gap behind us is 4.1 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. P6, we have P6. Bottas ahead. Gap to car in front is 7.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Sainz is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 3.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The gap to the leader is 15.5 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Just 3 laps to go now. 3 laps. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. The gap to the car ahead is 7.0 seconds. Increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap. This is your final lap of the race. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap to the car in front is 8.6 seconds. We're sat in 6th. Bottas is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 8.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Sainz behind. Our gap behind is 3.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 17.0 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A difficult race then on one of the all-time classic circuits, but they persevered to take the win here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congrats. Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Nikita Mazepin gets my vote today.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.